Howdy, howdy. Do you copy? Over. Hey, chat. Hello. Good morning. Good night. Or good day. Hey, Aki. Hey, love. Hey, cat. Where my evac? Give me five minutes. Over.
Hello guys, how are you doing? Let me actually open the game. Sorry I'm a bit late. I was absolutely not playing Oma Musume until the very last minute. And then the washing machine finished washing, so I had to put everything on the on the drying machine, the dryer. But now here we are. Just opening the game. Yippee! We're gonna jump into it soonish because it's Sunday and I need to do chores, and there's still a good chunk of events to go through, and also because it's Sunday, and so I don't have too much to yap about. I already did all my yapping during the week. Now I just wanna read and then play horse game. Why did I have a notification on my email thingy in Frontline? Oh well. What else do we have here? Claim that. Oh yeah, who was in leveling? I was leveling up weapons on my gold weapons. Auto. Yippee! We love a gacha with auto battle. Yippee! Right. That gives me more dailies. Yippee! Level up the battle pass. All right. The point event. What's on the last thingy? Ah, not bad. Dangerous excavation. Yippee! Alright. I think that is everything. Wonder if they're gonna add more gold options? Gold weapon options for the pass? I wonder. Because it's like, yeah, I mean, if you buy it like often, even if you don't buy it like every month, if you buy it like often, you should have like all weapons already. Haven't done any of the extra stuff in this event. Uamusume has been taking up every waking moment of my life. When I'm not streaming, I'm playing Uamusume. If I'm not playing Uamusume, I'm watching Uamusume. That is my life right now. Alright, we should be good to go. We should be good to go. Excellent, excellent. So, as I said, there's still a good chunk of event to go through. And I don't want to finish too late, so I have time to do my chores. So let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Let's go. There. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. There's such a banger thing. But yeah, we're missing all this, so let's go. The event rush it's getting to me, but hopefully it shouldn't last too long. But yeah, let's go. Broker's principles. No matter what, there are some red lines that you must never cross. A new day dawns with another round of the rally. The absence of the participants from yesterday hasn't shaken the excitement of the rest for the same rally. Please register your name, number of vehicles, and license numbers over there. After you're done, please find a staff member to assist you in installing the compass system. What are you pushing me for? Your team is over there. Dear participants, please form a line. Try not to overcrowd the area. As the staff at the registration booth struggles to maintain order, a commotion breaks out in the crowd, and the rowdy brokers suddenly make way for someone. With her coat flaring behind her, Lunita strides forward along the path the crowd has parted for her. She's so powerful. Didn't you say you're gonna sit this one out? Change your mind already? Well, I did want to watch from the sidelines. And I hope nothing ends up happening to her. But a friend of mine told me there's a big deal to be made here, so I have no choice but to come. While answering an acquainted broker's question, Lunita casually tosses a list at the registration booth. My team's waiting at the starting line. I'll leave you guys to do all the inspections and installations. Please wait. Just as Lunita is about to leave, a voice calls out to her. She turns around, only to see Jakub in his suit, leisurely strolling toward her. What's this guy's issue now? Glad to see you around. I was worried you wouldn't accept my invitation. How could I not? An old friend hosting his first fair kindly invited me to a race. I kind of have to show up and support him, right? It's very heartwarming to hear you refer to me that way. Hey, Suni! Hey, Bellhound! Even backstabbing snakes can find a way to coexist with each other. Who's to say us underground brokers can't find a balance? Despite the smile on her face, Brunitsa's cold gaze stands out like a sharp blade, tearing through everything. Disturbed by such a sight, Jakub tears up his attire and smiles back. So, you finally accepted that I'm a broker now. There are no entry exams to become a broker. As long as you supply goods and make profits, you're one of us. With how much your business has grown, everyone's gathering around this fair you host. You cannot deny this association even if you want to. Why would I deny it? Actually, I've always been grateful to you for giving me a push years ago. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to find the answers to the questions buried in my heart, let alone my own desires. After all, aspirations are what keep a man moving forward. Without them, I wouldn't have. Jakub goes no further, merely spreading his arms out dramatically. Polonita looks around, seeing all the hustle and bustle surrounding them. With the rally race about to begin, there are still more people rushing toward the registration booth from afar. Watching the oncoming crowd, Jakub lets out a light chuckle while slowly shaking his head. They, too, are merely pursuing their desires. But that path is never an easy one, dealing in life and death, bearing the corresponding risks. That is what being a broker entails. However, to become more powerful means having more choices. Just like how you and I no longer need to take part in this peerless challenge personally. Jakub speaks with such calmness as if merely discussing a meal he's left unfinished. Polonita stares at her impeccably dressed acquaintance. After a moment of silence, she lets out a quiet sigh. Even if I'm not behind the wheel personally, I need to go check on my team now. Be my guest. I wish your team good luck. By the starting line, staff members finish installing the compass system on the vehicles of Polonita's team. Soon, following the signature gunshot, Polonita's fleet sets off with great fanfare. Meanwhile, the 4 new members scattered on board the jeeps also begin their operation. Hey yo! Hey, Connor! Wife! Belka and I will help guard the vehicle in case of attacks. Sabrina, investigate the compass system with mailing as quickly as you can. Sitting on the passenger seat, Sabrina helps mail and connect a terminal used for data processing into the system. Don't worry, Malin. We're ready to hack into it. Time to contact the commander. In the back seat, Melin has already established comms with the commander. Can you hear me, Commander? We're in the middle of the rally. Sabrina will patch into level 2 and analyze the onboard compass system from there. All data will be synchronized with you in real time. Who redeemed the pop? Wait, I got this. Alright, let's get started. Yippee! Time for murder. Ta-da! Connection successful. Time to start troubleshooting. Yep, let's begin. I can't believe how troubleshooting in this sense. It's so literal. Love the solidarity of almost evil, yeah. Does this let me? Oh yeah. Do any of you have an AoE? I don't think so. Okay, so just wait here. Hate the invisible spiders. Oh yeah. After a round of rapid scans, Sabrina disconnects herself from level 2. The comm line returns only silence, briefly broken up by Mailing's frantic typing.
Mary, Sabrina,
how's the situation?
Sorry, Commander. We managed to log onto an abnormal data stream originating from the compass during our scans. All live coordinates broadcasted by the vehicle go through it, and then to multiple additional nodes. But their countermeasures are extremely sophisticated. Sabrina and I tried several times to pinpoint the receiver to no avail.
Even you can't track it down?
Yes, this is very unusual. It's way beyond what the usual bargigers are capable of. Maybe a mysterious technical genius lurking inside the bargigers or Jakub team is at the root of this. Anyway, I'll keep trying to track them down, but I can't make any guarantees on when.
Oops! A scream and an explosion! Sure, that's nothing. Mailing's voice is abruptly interrupted by an explosion.
Sit tight, Mailing. Watch out! Nixis! Barrier ambush spotted. 1 o'clock. There you are. All hands, prepare for combat. You're off to fight now, Commander. We'll call you later.
That was so casual for the situation. Sabrina's just like, oh, we're off to kill some guys. Chat to you later. The comm ends in the middle of gunfire and engine roars. I double check the message Mailing sent me, and the data returned by brief. Technical know-how far above their usual levels. Modus operandi inconsistent with their past behaviors. Seems like these old friends of mine have suddenly changed. Setting down the terminal clutter with information, I look out at the endless wasteland plains. Violent gales sweep up clouds of yellow sand, obscuring the sky above and the distant horizon. Even the sharpest hunter would find discerning the path forward in such obscurity an almost impossible task. I let out a heavy sigh. Could it be that, in places I cannot see, the Vardigars are going through some drastic internal changes? It could be, I guess.
Miss Polonitsa, I still think we should go with them.
Alright, don't be so stubborn. Just drink this first. Lunita sits down beside Aminda, hands her a glass of milk, and pats the little girl on her fluffy head.
私の椅子よりも背が小さいのに、昨日のレースで刺激
You're shorter than even my seat. But you're still eager to get shut up along with my team? Was what happened yesterday not thrilling enough for you?
そういうわけ
Human Ranko. Yeah, no, it's Rico. Ranko was the other one.
It's not like that.
The warm, comforting aroma of hot milk wafts through the air. Aminda holds up the glass but does not drink it. Instead, staring intently at Polunitsa.
確かに危なかったし、怖かったです。Yes. What happened yesterday was dangerous, and I indeed got scared. ブローカー失格です。But I can't just cower because of that. Since I decided to become a broker, I'll need to muster the courage to face barriers head on. If I let this one easily intimidate and startle me, how am I ever supposed to grow my business in the contamination zones in the future?
Polunitsa laughs cheerfully.
焦るんじゃないよ。あんたはまだ若い。
Don't worry, it is never too late for you to chase those glories.
闇ブローカーになれる。
I believe that when the moment comes, you will have become a formidable broker.
それまでは大人に任せな。小さな英雄ちゃん。
But until then, let us adults take care of this, my young Atalanta. Polunitsa reassuringly pats Aminda's shoulder.
それにこのレースの結果は私の手札になるからね。
Moreover, this rally has become a crucial bargaining chip in my business. I needed to prove my worth.
でも、死んだ仲間の仇を取りたいです。But, Polunitsa, my partner and many others lost their lives. I want to make it right with my own hands.
Clutching the glass in her hands, Aminda slightly lowers her head.
出発前に彼女が話してくれたこと。My partner. 忘れられないんです。I will never forget her words before she left. She simply wanted those points to exchange for intel on popular oddities in the upper rung society of the White Zones. That way her relatives and friends living in the mines will know what to dig for.
Aminda's eyes redden and she sniffs.
She didn't deserve this outcome.
あんたはいい子だね。
Aminda, you're a kind soul. That is a good thing.
だけど覚えときな。
But as a broker, you must remember the rules of the black market.
闇ブローカーの世界に正義と平等なんてものはない。
There is no such thing as justice or fairness in this world. Only survival of the fittest and unspoken boundaries.
そして一線を越えた奴が代償を払う。
And those who break the rules shall face punishment. I hope we get to see more Aminda. Invitation to tea. This boisterous tea party is only open to select guests. Oh, is this where we get the CG that I use now? Around noon, I decide to pass the time with the secure adults at the fair while waiting for a reply. At last, my terminal suddenly vibrates repeatedly.
指揮官が探していたやつを捕まえました。詳細は添付ファイルを。来るかい。
We got the guy you're looking for. Check attachment, Commander. Kluke.
任務完了。詳細は添付ファイルを見て。上記。
Mission complete. Please see the attachment for action log. Jiahui. I opened the attachments and verified the information sent back together with Springfield.
必要なものは揃ったよね。
Looks like we've got everything we need.
待ちきれないようですね。
Oh my, you seem very eager about it, Commander. Springfield smiles, then turns around while clapping her hands.
皆さん、休憩時間はおしまいです。お茶会の準備をしてください。
Alright, everyone. Secure squad's break time is over. It's time to prepare for the tea party. The trio, who has been impatiently waiting at the nearby booths, quickly gathers around.
やっと終わったの？
Finally, you ready?
これ以上待ってたら Manager, Shaku's makeup will be ruined if we don't start now.
店長今度はどんなご用意を
What kind of preparations are needed this time, manager?
そうですね今回のお客様でしたら
Let me
赤入り
think.
の豆で大丈夫です
I believe a light roast is enough for guests today. Why is light roast in between quotes? What's that a code word for, Springfield?
旗から聞くと誤解を招きそうな会話ね。
You girls are making yourself sound like the bad guys with lines like that.
指揮官もご一緒にいかがですか
Would you like to be a bad guy, Commander? I mean, with that wink, I don't know, man. if you're offering.
もちろん抜け駆けはさせないからね。
How could I possibly miss out on such a wonderful opportunity to join in on the fun?
ええでは提携先にご連絡しますね
Since everyone's ready, I'll contact our supplier now. It's code for burn them alive. Under the watch of the Sukero dolls and I, Springfield dials a familiar number.
こんにちはこちらの用意はできましたので招待状を例のお客様にお送りください
Greetings, the Sukero is ready. Please hand the invitation to that guest.
取引を開始いたしましょう
It's time to sign the contract for this deal.
わかったいい結果を期待してるよ
Got it. I hope you can deliver me a satisfactory result.
ズッケロが一度でも期待を裏切ったことがありますか
I knew
ド
it.
ラフェンさん
I never recognized that voice. Having worked together for so long, has the Sukero even let you down, Miss Strahan? Hey yo! Checkmate. The outcome of this battle was decided from the very beginning. Who? Drahen was the broker that was supposedly working with Jakub, but then came and was like, oh, sorry, like, you know, Polunitsa offered more, so bye. And now turns out she was working with Sukero. As the taste of black tea settles on my tongue, I see Jakub rush in with his secretary. Since we are the only customers in the cafe, Jakub quickly directs his attention towards us, but a look of caution and confusion naturally curls into his face as he notices the presence of Polunitsa.
この話の続きはまた今度でしましょう。
Your like our conversation will have to end here for now.
ああ済んだら一杯おごっておくれよ
Right, remember to come for a drink when you're done. Polunitsa stands up calmly and leaves in a carefree manner. As she walks past Jakub, I see her stop for a moment, and then Jakub's expression becomes even more gloomy. Crazy woman. You'll regret this later. Jakub curses softly and moves to find another table to sit at.
ヤコブさん、ご一緒しませんか？
Mr. Jakub, why don't you come over here? Excuse me, but I have business to settle with a client today. Sorry for not being able to accommodate you both.
テーブルを隔てて商談をするつもりですか？
So you have a habit of doing business across
なかなか
tables, Mr.
独特な
Jakub?
習慣をお持ちのようで。
Not that I mind it.
どういう意味ですか？
Pardon.
なるほど。私の情報を教えていないんですね。
It seems Miss Strahan has a good sense of confidentiality and did not reveal our identities to you.
ドラヘン？あなたがドラヘンさんのクライアント？
Strahan's client is you?
そんなバカな。一回の賞金ハンター。
That's impossible. Numbers like these are way out of the league for a mere bounty hunter like you.
確かに賞金ハンターには過ぎたビジネスです。
You're right, but just because I can't doesn't mean my commission can't either.
なんならドラヘンさんに確認してもよろしいですか？
Don't believe me? Why don't you ask Miss Strahan for yourself? I show him the comms interface with Drachen on my terminal screen.
いいえ、信じましょう。
No need. I believe you. Jakub quickly adjusts his expression and takes a seat at the opposite end of the table from me and Springfield.
私との商談をご所望でしたら、最初からそう。
Since you're here for business, why didn't you clarify as such earlier? That would have saved us the trouble of going through an intermediary. Instead of responding to Jakub right away, Springfield smiles and calls Interrace over.
今日は長丁場になりそうですね。
There's no need to rush. Our talks today may take a while. Interrace, please prepare something to drink for Mr. Jakub.
At Springfield's behest, Interrace neatly clears away the tea set used to host Polunitsa. Then she brings warm coffee for all three of us. I love this CG.
どうぞ。
Please enjoy, sir.
この出張市場イベントの主催者というご身分もありますので、
Given the generous terms you offer us as the host of this fair, we figure we should swing by to check on things first.
の用心深さは
The Waiso geezers tend to be more suspicious the wealthier they are. Sure, Mr. Jakub understands that, right? Yeah, the pose.
もちろんです。先ほどは失礼いたしました。
Of course, of
こちらの
course.
条件はすでにお
Now,
知らせ
please forgive my discourtesy from before.
ご不満があれば
I was unaware of your
相談に
circumstances.
おりましょう。
However, I'm sure you've both seen my offer. If there's something dissatisfactory, we can certainly discuss the terms.
ドラヒエンさんからすでにお聞きしていると思いますが、
Mr.
ポルド
Jakub,
ニッツァの方からさらに
as you might have
いい情報
learned
を
from
提案して
Drachen, Polunitsa has given us
暫
better
定的合意に
quotes.
至りました。
Truth be told, we just reached a preliminary agreement.
お言葉ですが、ポルドニッツァは代理人といえど
They read it as
噂
Jacob
ほ
here
ど
instead of
実力者
Jakub.
は甚だ疑問です。
With all due respect, Polunitsa may be a surrogate of the brokers, but she's not as powerful as people make her out to be.
ご存知かと思いますが、彼女のチームは
You
今日
probably
の
know
レースに
that her
出
team is
場します。
partaking in today's rally.
ただ、羅針盤に
I just checked the logs of the compass
すでに
system,
ロスト
and her
して
team's signal has disappeared. Chances are, things didn't end well.
バ
How
イヤー軍すら
convenient.
手こずるような闇ブローカーなど信頼できますか？
What good is offering better quotes if a broker can't even deal with basic bodyguard threats? Even if you sign the contract with her, do you really think she can deliver the goods safely? If the cargo's integrity can't be guaranteed, you will be the one ending up with all your money down the drain.
彼女のチームが本当にやられたと。
Her team had an accident.
当然、羅針盤システムに間違い
Of
なくありま
course.
せん。
My compass has never failed me.
あなたも確認され
Didn't I also provide you with coordinates before?
なるほど。依頼人にこの旨をお
Alright.
伝えします。
I will relay the
今日
situation
お
to
会
my
いしたのは
commissioner.
実は別件のためで。
However, our meeting today is to discuss another matter. Is right now a good time to start Frontline 2? It is always a good time to start Frontline 2. I mean, if you... I'll go now. Now! I don't have my ad manager here, so I don't know. Oh no, I do have it here. Well, it doesn't give me the ads for when someone just joins. Last chance to get Mommy Springfield. I mean, yeah, there's also that. The only issue is with the story, since, you know, the events don't get at it right away. But I mean, they're still like chapter 1 to 8 on the campaign mode, right? It's just Aphelion and this one that are missing, and hopefully we'll get at it soon. There's a banner that lets you select a character. Oh yeah, they added that. Yeah, right. Is that still on? I haven't checked. I haven't gone to to the pool section. But yeah, there's a banner that lets you select a character. And like you're guaranteed to get that character and that weapon because there's two banners. There's one for character and one for weapon. So you can pull for a character and her weapon. Lasts for a month? Okay. Yeah, we're also missing the Centaurasian Day event, but hopefully they'll add those soon. I mean, in terms of gameplay, it's always events are always a good place to start because they have like they'll have like new characters, and major events have like a special thing like the banner now that lets you select a character. They also have, I mean, for that one you need to spend, but they have a package that lets you in the shop that lets you also select one character and one weapon from like, you know, the higher rarity ones, the gold ones. But yeah, in terms when it comes to like gameplay, merely gameplay and all that, events are always a good time to start because they always offer like a bunch of goodies without pulling. Yeah, no, it's because it's a bot package. They have a package in the shop, so it's like, yeah, it's a bit pricey. I mean, when you consider that it gives you the character and the weapon, it's okay, but I really feel that is, you know, if you're already like set on staying on the game and don't mind spending like $45 to get like a character and her weapon. But they also have the banner. What event is right now? This one. I mean, I can't say it in Mímisbrunnr loop. The only thing with Gears Frontline is that these events, they call it major events. They follow up on the main story. So, you know, when you go to campaign, with the campaign tab where you can read the story, you know, like they have like chapter 1, 2, etc, etc. They have from chapter 1 through 8. They also added the first major event that came out with the release of the game. That's Sojourners of the Glass Island, I think was the name. That shows up at 6 point something. It's in between the chapters there. But yeah, the only thing is that, you know, this event counts as chapter 11 or somewhere around there. And the previous event that is not up yet permanently kind of counted as chapter 9 and 10. So, you know, if you go up to read this one directly, you're gonna be like super lost. You can still play it because, you know, the stages are low level. So you can probably still clear it. It ends soon though, and I think you need to be like level 20 to get access to events. So I don't know if you'll manage if you're starting like now. Suomi is in the shop and in the select banner. So yeah, you can get her. You can get Suomi and her weapon. But as I said, when it comes to gameplay, events are always a good place to join in because they always offer a bunch of special banners and goodies and packages and tickets. They're giving out a bunch of free pools. But when it comes to story, you might need to wait a bit if you wanna catch up to the story, because I don't know when they will add these events, the story of the events permanently. Hopefully soon. Where was I? Oh yes, alright. I will relay the situation to my commissioner. However, our meeting today is to discuss another matter. Oh, what business will that be? Perhaps I can be of service. Rather than rushing to respond, I leisurely take a sip of my coffee made from lightly roasted beans, relishing in the refreshing flavor. Jakub, meanwhile, waits patiently and eagerly. It seems that he has fully accepted our identity.
スプリングフィールド。
はい。すみません。指揮官はお疲れなので恐縮ですが、ここからは私が代わりに。
Apologies, my commander is feeling a little tired. I shall take over for the rest of the meeting with you. I hope you don't mind.
Ooh. Jakub's smile freezes.
わかりました。それで、どうい
Of
った内容で
course not. What can I do for you?
簡単です。情報を交わせてください。
Our goal is straightforward. We simply require a piece of intel.
初めてお会いした時、私と一緒にいたペリーという人間を
Remember the doll, Peri, who accompanied us when we first
彼女の
met?
行方が知りたいんです。
She has disappeared, and we would like to learn her whereabouts.
その件なら秘書がお伝えした通り、ここ
I'm sorry, but my secretary should have already taken care of this matter. She should have told you that I know nothing about it.
話はこれからです。闇市に存在しない商
No
品
need to turn us down so hastily, Mr. Jakub. As you once said, there are no unavailable goods in the black market, only unaffordable prices. So why not hear what we have to bring to the table? You might find your stance to be more flexible than you think.
いいでしょ
Let me ask you this. What sort of compensation can you offer? Springfield gently blinks.
沈黙。
Or silence.
Yo, what?
う。何？
あなたがバリャーグと結託している事実を墓場まで持っていく。
Or silence regarding a certain secret collaboration between the Barjagers and you.
Jakub sets down the coffee, the bottom of the cup making a dull thud on the table.
聞き捨てなりませんね。私がバリャーグなどと、そんな力。
Even if you're my potential clients, that doesn't give you the right to slander me. Collaboration with bartenders? Me? I'm just a broker. I don't have what it takes to do that.
そうでしょうか。あなたの影響力は通常の
Is that so?
闇ブローカーの範疇を
From what we gather, your influence and means have far surpassed those of average brokers.
Springfield turns on the terminal and shows Jakub a report.
ブリーフは常に様々な地域のバリャーグの活動を
Over the
監
past
視記録
years,
しています
Brief has been monitoring and documenting Barjagar activities in different regions, including the area you originate from.
記録によればこの地域のバリャーグの被害は甚大で
Records point to a sustained pattern of intense Barjagar presence in the region.
一向に改善が認めら
Your
れません
competitors have suffered repeated setbacks. Even the brief bounty hunter raids have had little effect on the situation.
しかしある時期を境にあなたのキャラバンだ
Yet,
け
beginning at a certain point, your
ラ
team
イバルはことごとく活動を
remained
停止し
virtually
ました
unscathed.
そして
Eventually, with other brokers backing out or reducing their activities in the region, you became the kingpin of the area.
活動範囲は拡大する一方
You even expanded your sphere of influence over the past year.
魔法でもあるかのように
Do you have some kind of magic spell that wards off Barjagers?
魔法？全て
Magic spell? My magic spell is being competent. Picking on the weak is easy. The bartenders know this very well. This place is so full of rare minerals that people just won't stop coming despite knowing the risks. Naturally, the unlucky ones get targeted. That's just how it is. Aha.
ええそして採掘に訪れた者たちは
Indeed, you're
一番
right.
土地勘のあるあなた
Given the
から
danger,
情報を
I'm sure
得てい
these
た
mining teams will purchase some environmental intel from an underground broker who knows the place well before their venture. An underground broker just like you.
それが何だというのです？
Your point? The bartenders are nails waiting to be hammered. The time-sensitive nature of intel is not something I have control over.
なるほど口を割らせるには報酬が足
I
りなかった
see.
ようです
It seems that you are unwilling to be upfront unless we add a little more to our offer.
Springfield smiles and gently taps the terminal. The screen flickers on before cutting to some footage of the wilderness. Serena drags a bargegar in front of the camera.
やっと一人捕まえたよ。カルドの裏口のネズミよりすばしっこいん
Oh,
だから。
finally caught one. These goblins are so hard to catch. Even the rats in the back alley of the Caldo restaurant don't escape this fast.
The captured bargegar struggles to break free from Sarmina's hold. Kluki moves in, deftly yanks on his writhing arm until it is dislocated, and finally snatches the terminal from his hand. He then shows the terminal to the camera. Just casually dislocates a man's arm, you know? On the small device, several dots can be seen flickering, the exact coordinates of Polonista's team.
羅針盤は今も位置情報をバリアーグに送信してい
This
る。
compass thing is still transmitting the location of the brokers to the Varjagers. Are you seeing this, Commander?
As she speaks, Kluki aims her gun at the vehicle not far behind. Following a muzzle flash, the screen on the vehicle shatters, and the positioning device is destroyed. Simultaneously, one of the dots flickering on the terminal disappears.
これで任務完了です。
Well then, mission accomplished.
The footage ends. The cafe returns to silence, with Jakub's expression becoming far more sour than before.
羅針盤のインストールはすべての参加者に義務
As I recall, you are the one who demanded that all participants use the compass for position tracking under the pretense of avoiding interference, Mr. Jakub. Surely, this information being so conveniently in the hands of the Bargigers can't be a mere coincidence, right?
I love how she says all this with the most pleasant smile.
当たり前でしょ。
Of course not.
俺は明らかに
He's sweating.
羅針盤をハッキングした結果だ。参加者の安全を守る
But
ための
clearly, it's the bargers who got into my backend servers. The system was designed to ensure the safety of the participants. I never anticipated it would be turned into a death trap by these thugs, and I'm deeply ashamed of this outcome. Now that I know it poses a danger to us all, we'll shoot it down immediately. Before Springfield can stop him, Jakub calls out to his secretary behind him. What are you waiting for? Do you want the bargers to kill everyone? Shoot this thing down immediately. The secretary hastily takes out a terminal and frantically taps on it. It's done, sir. With the system turned off, a smile of relief appears on Jakub's face. There you go. Danger to the brokers averted. I can't thank you both enough for your discovery. Rest assured, once the system is down, all coordinates will be deleted as well. Neither we nor the bargers will be able to use or trace back to the data anymore.
それは何よりです。ね、指揮官。
Yeah, that's a relief. No need to worry about the safety of the brokers anymore. Right, Commander?
はい。これで一安心です。
Yeah, it's a good thing for everyone involved. As a token of gratitude, your daughter, Peri, right? Although I don't know her whereabouts, since we almost had a deal, you can let me know if you need any help, and I will send my men to assist you. Jakub smiles again in a friendly manner. But in response, Springfield simply takes a sip of the coffee and sighs helplessly. Thank you for the hydrate.
商人は何よりも信用が大事だと個人的に思っているのですが、残念ながら
Perfect
あなたは
timing.
信用に足る人物ではないとお見受けします。
I've always held the belief that honesty is the one prerequisite for any business partnership. You, however, do not seem to be a sufficiently trustworthy partner.
Smiling, Springfield picks up the terminal and presses the play button again. On the screen, evidence of Jakub's meeting with Peri is replayed. Springfield can cut a cake and a throat with the same intonation. So real, so true. Wait, let me save that comment. That's great. This is footage of Peri before she went missing. You clearly saw her, yet you refused to be upfront about it. Do you still want to insist you have nothing to do with her disappearance? Jakub glares at his secretary, who looks just as clueless as he is. Thinking back to prior events, he comes to a conclusion. While he successfully planted a mole in Polonita's team, his own team has also been infiltrated without his knowledge. I love how he always blames her. Polonita living rent-free on this man's head. Truth be told, one of your subordinates provided us with far more detailed information than this. However, since we are still doing business... And the commander has instructed us not to embarrass our partner to be too much. If you're willing to come clean about it, then I can make some concessions. He will blame Polonita when he play his socks, yeah! He'll hit his foot on the on a table and he'll be like, Polonita! While I do appreciate Mrs. Springfield's attitude, please allow me to clarify the misunderstanding. I did meet Peri that night. She put on a great show on the first day of the rally. Since my team needed an excellent doll like her, I approached her regarding the possibility of a future partnership. However, her whereabouts after our meeting are as much a mystery to you as to me. It seems that you are still not satisfied with our offer, but that's fine. And this man has an video just coming up with bullshit. But it's like, we got you already, man. Just give up. Springfield sits down the terminal and gently spins the cup in her hand. Do you remember the warehouse coordinates you sent to Miss Strahan? Although the time and place have been changed at the last minute, we still went to your warehouse to check things for ourselves. It was indeed full of treasures. I wonder what the broker's reaction at the fair will be when they see something similar to their stolen cargo conveniently appearing in your warehouse. As if hearing the most amusing joke he has ever heard, Jakub leans back into his chair with a sense of relief. One can count the types of goods traded by brokers in the contamination zones on one hand. You claim that I stole them, but what evidence do you have? Are their names written on the boxes? Do they have a code we can scan? Something online, maybe? Judging by your demeanor, your owner must avoid you from the green zone. Your commander never told you this. There are no official seals, barcodes, or anything of that nature here. All you have is real money, and in whose pockets they are. I love when characters act like this or say stuff like that, and I'm like, they don't know who they're talking to. So funny to me. Like, oh, you don't know you're talking to a war veteran. Then whenever they make comments like, "Oh, you poor thing, you must not know how things work around here," and I'm just like, "Sit down, child."
ずいぶんとお行儀がいいんですね。
You're right. Law-abiding gentlemen like you are a rare sight in the contamination zones.
どういう意味です？
What do you mean by that?
ここは汚染エリアで、あなたは闇ブローカー。
It's just that this is a contamination zone, and you're an underground broker.
いつから汚染エリアでは証拠がものを言うようになったんですか？
When did the contamination zones become a place that values evidence?
Seeing the sudden realization in her opponent's eyes, Springfield doesn't follow up right away. Like a playful cat with its prey cornered, she now only seeks entertainment. Damn! Absolute cinema.
闇ブローカーの法廷があるなら見てみたいですね。
Yeah, I tap out because I take screenshots of it and send it to my friends out of context. Just because it's so funny. The thing she said though. A playful cat with spray corner, she now only seeks entertainment. It's like, she's just like, oh, I got his ass, you know. Let's just extend this a little longer, just for the fun of it. Let's just torture him a little more. Like I don't know. Anyone who has cats and has ever seen their cats like chasing something, you know how cruel cats can be, just for the fun of it. So like, goddamn.
Commander, if a court for brokers exists, you need to take me there to see what it's like.
当然。世にも奇妙と
Of
はこの
course.
ことよ。
I want to witness such a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence too.
Jakub sits across the table and picks up his cup in an annoyed fluster, only to realize his cup has long been emptied.
おや、飲み干したようですね。センタオレイシーさん、継ぎ足してください。
It's time you finish your drink. Santaresi, please add some coffee for Mr. Jakub.
お構いなく。
I'm fine. Jakub instinctively wants to refuse, but he can't help but swallow the rest of his sentence under Springfield's smiling gaze and watch as Santaresi approaches with the coffee pot to pour coffee into his cup. Time slows down to an unbearable crawl as the coffee slowly flows. Finally, Santaresi quietly withdraws while a petite doll brings her another pot full of freshly brewed coffee. But I think Jakub isn't in the right headspace to notice that. Hey, yo.
確かに私はグリーンエリア出身です。仲間と共に
Mr.
カフェ
Jakub,
を営んでいま
I
し
am
た。
indeed from the Green Zone, and a broker at that. My companions and I run a cafe called the Zucchero.
良好な関係を維持している間は芳醇なコーヒーをご
Treat
提供
us
し
like
ましょう
business partners, and the Zucchero would always be happy to offer you fragrant coffee.
しかし今は指揮官の戦術人形
But right
コー
now,
ヒー以外のものも
we're just two dolls following your
ご
commander.
提供できます。
We wouldn't mind swapping the coffee for something else.
Springfield's sentence is followed up by a targeting laser deliberately flashing before Jakub's eyes, ultimately landing right on his temple. Jakub looks up in a panic, but the sunlight outside temporarily blinds him. After regaining his vision, He sees the maid with her downcast eyes holding the coffee pot and staring calmly at him. Further away at the bar, the petite doll with exquisite makeup draws a heart in the air with a sweet smile. All this makes him freeze in place. Instead of saying something, I merely pick up my coffee and take a sip. A light roast. Must have tasted incredibly bitter for our friend Jakub here. Spring we have a new minute to coffee break, yeah, for real. She's like, oh, let's get ready for tea time. The tea time. This. You know that during police interrogations when the stuff they fill with their water bottle and when it's already empty, it's a sign of being unnerved and guilt? Oh yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah, they do the water thing a lot. Jakub's laughter breaks the silence. Good job on your detective work. Since you know everything already, there's no point pretending anymore. That's right. My hands are indeed dirty. I am working with the bodyguards and using them to take out my competitors. So what? Am I at fault for that? These are the contamination zones we're talking about. It's all about the survival of the fittest. You lot, and Poludnitsa, act so high and righteous while relying on the very same weapons and capital as I do. Easy for you to judge those at the end of the rope by your comfortable standards. You think I don't want to live morally? But the foremost thing I had to do was survive. What is this? It's a turning breakdown? Yep. He's like, oh yeah, it was me, so what? All we need is like, you know, his a sprite going insane. And it will have been like the perfect Ace Attorney reference. The one thing the contamination zones have no shortage of is dead people. What's wrong with taking their stuff? Those idiots who can't be bothered to check things for themselves and blindly trust others are as good as dead too. Their stuff is better off in my hands than ending up in the jaws of the elites. I look at Jakub, who's consumed by rage and frustration, but I have no desire to argue with him. I've seen his kind more times than I can count. A soul twisted and utterly consumed by the contamination zones. While collapse radiation physically mutates humans into mindless beasts, desires born out of this harsh environment slowly turn them into demons. Although tragic, it is no excuse for the atrocities they committed. Rage and survival instincts may allow one to weather the storm, but losing oneself in them will turn anyone into a monster clad in human skin. That was some fire writing GIF moment. You think Poludnitsa expected me to survive when she kicked me out of the convoy? A broke dealer with nothing to show for themselves was what I ended up becoming. I was reduced to transporting cheap goods through the terrifying contamination zone. Every day I would pray that I wouldn't run into migrating elites, collapse storms, or for those jackals not to set their sights on me. I prayed fervently every time, but not once. Not a single time was I able to return unscathed. Something unexpected always got in the way when I tried to do anything. And so, I finally realized, if that's the rule contamination zones go by, then why couldn't I take advantage of it? Why not deal with the barriers? Why not make money that way? In a place like the Yellow Zones, wealth, power, and strength are everything. As long as the barriers are around, my business will never be in trouble. I'll always be the first to make more money and continue to rule the wasteland. As for you, Poludnitsa, and all those brokers who look down on me, you will kneel and bow down to me when the muzzle of my gun is pointed right at your head. Alright. Sure. Yes, that's right. The bodyguards will help me. Don't think you're a big deal just because you have a few T-dolls with you. If something happens to me, they won't leave you alone. You're all dead. I'll... Jakub takes out his terminal but it begins ringing even before he has time to make a call. Boss, the warehouses, the barriers. There's a gunshot, and then the communication gets cut off. What the heck is going on? Boss! I just received news that our warehouse has been attacked by barriers. And it seems to be more than one. Many guards have been killed. We just... Meanwhile, my terminal also receives a call from Rosa. Commander, Brief has notified that support units are in position. Please give your orders. I look at the panicking Jakub. If you want to salvage anything from this, give me the coordinates of all the warehouses that haven't been raided yet. Hello, Mango Tango! Yeah, sorry, I kinda jumped straight into it today since... I can't go... I mean, I can go for a while on Sundays, I want to finish early so I have time for chores. Survivalists will consider working with one another long term. Opportunists will take advantage of the slightest moment of you getting screwed. Exactly. We've reached the coordinates of the indicated warehouse. Now sharing environmental data. There are many barriers here, so please be careful, Commander. Yeah, data received. Let's start. I leave the site to you. Understood. You won't be disappointed. It's fine. We got Vector. Sure, I'm assuming. No, I actually do chores on Sunday. I will do them while playing Momosume, but that's a different story. Yeah, that's good enough. I can get the other ones at 2K probably. I love how she throws the can to the ground. Wait, I thought I had the... Didn't say I didn't have the ult again. Okay, stay there then. Now, can any of you get far enough to shoot that guy? Oh yes, thank you, Vector.
Commander, we just cleared up the Vardigers at the warehouses, but they seem to have come prepared. Most of the supplies are already gone, and we only managed to recover a small portion.
わかった。レース参加者は無事？
Thank you. Are the teams participating in the rally all right? Fortunately, due to the raids on the warehouses, the Vardigers could only spare a few troops to attack the convoys.
そう。引き続き
Got
ブ
it.
リーフとの連絡を。
Continue to keep in touch with Brave. Upon hanging my communication with Grossa, I look over at Jakub, who is still stubbornly trying to contact his warehouses. The hollow gaze in his eyes has completely replaced the dignified facade he had previously put on.
お前たちバリアグが俺の倉庫を
So-
撃とうと知っていたのか
You already knew they were going to raid my
ど
warehouses.
うして
Why?
俺の商品を守らない
How? And when you knew, you didn't even bother to protect my properties. Why would they?
残念ながら私たちやブリーフにとっても想定外です。
Unfortunately, it also came to us as a surprise. Otherwise, Brave would have been more successful in their operation. Jakub suddenly throws the terminal aside and yanks on his hair. His once meticulously maintained hair now lies in jumbled strands on top of his head, reminding me of the slum dwellers forced to live underground with no access to clean water and no way to maintain personal hygiene.
指揮官、バリアーグの動きが予測と違います。
But, Commander, the Varjagers, their operation was executed differently than the plan we uncovered.
予測
The plan? Springfield glances at me hesitantly, only continuing after receiving my nod of approval.
少し前、ドラヘンさんに教えられた倉庫へ調査に向かったところ、
Not long ago, my companions scouted the warehouse with the coordinates you provided, Miss
商品
Strahan.
も全て略奪されていま
Unfortunately,
した
the warehouse was already in shambles by the time they arrived. The Varjagers killed all the guards, and your goods were long gone.
現場に落ちていた警備員の端末には未送信のメッセージ
While
がありま
searching
した
through the ruins, they found an unsent message on a guard's terminal, warning us about a coming raid on the entire
だから
settlement,
そ
where
こ
the
へ
fair is
暴
being
徒を
held.
集中しました。
As such, we concentrated our defenses here.
結局俺も
After all this time, I'm still praying their eyes. They never... Yeah, man, what were you expecting? Jakub suddenly pauses.
待てよということは
Hold on.
他の闇ブローカーから奪われたものを見つけたとい
You
う
were at the warehouse, but you never discovered the other broker's goods? All those threats you were making were just to bluff me? Springfield's silence completely breaks Jakub's last bit of resolve.
商談で人形に負けたのか
I'm being played like a damn fiddle by a doll. What a shit show.
ヤクブさん、商談はまだ終わっていませんよ。
Metal Gear reference! He said the line! He said it! Show of hands. Who will let Springfield play them like a damn fiddle? Yo, meme. She already does. I always love Suni's honesty. Mango also. Excellent.
Mr. Jakub, may I remind you that our transaction is still ongoing.
私たちの望む商品をご提供いただければ、こちらも報
As
酬を
long as you
お支払い
provide
し
us
ま
with
す
the goods we want,
それに加
we
え
will still compensate you with the reward you
お
deserve.
守りしましょう。
As for the protection of your remaining warehouses,
ああ分かったよ
fine, you'll get what you want.
あの人形の居場所を知っている
I do know the whereabouts of your companion. Wow, shocking development! Wife will always cry when it's terrifying because that's the way she speaks and acts before she even took up the Springfield PvP. Damn! Now she's gonna be even more in tune with Springfield. In constant threat of interrogation tactics. You say that as if you don't enjoy it. I mean, what? Anyway, give me a second. I'm gonna go get a glass of water. Hydration. Do I mean what? Nobody heard anything. Nobody saw anything. Fine, Irma. Your secret is safe with us. In the middle of the night, Jakub emerges from the other side of the secret door and sees Peri waiting for him. So this is a flashback. Miss Peri, I was pleasantly surprised by your performance in today's rally. I'm confident that you will be able to score more points to pay for the intelligence you need.
Thank you. You say you've taken a lead on Master Thompson in your message. Is that true? Where is he now?
Of course it's true. I received the intel from a partner.
Oh, I see. So Master joined the ranks of the hunters and even changed her name. No wonder I haven't been able to track her down. Thanks for your intel. I'll go get ready to find her.
I wonder if this is true. Not so fast. Actually, I was just about to deliver them a shipment. Since you're here, Miss Peri, why not hitch a ride with us? I'll contact my men. They're right outside the fair. Hurry over and I'll let you on board.
Really? That's really courteous of you. Let me tell the commander.
Hold on. The reason I'm wanting to tell you this right now is because that shipment to the hunters is an emergency. They're heading off to an elite hunt right after, and only I could provide them with supplies this quickly. I suggest you go find your master right now, Miss Peri, and I'll contact the Elmo for you. My men will be leaving in 2 minutes. Time waits for no one.
Then I'll leave it to you.
Come on, Peri, this is like the most common scam tactic ever. She was so blinded by the idea of finally finding Thompson that she just fell right into that.
I must find Master.
She got tunnel vision. Yeah, I'm saying, because like she's been dealing with brokers all this time and she has made like sort of a name for herself, so I don't think she's that gullible. She just got tunnel vision and fell for like the oldest trick in the book. I had my men deliver your companion to where Thompson is. Rather, I had her delivered to the doorstep of the barjaggers. Perhaps she noticed something was off by the time she got there, but it wouldn't matter. The vehicle was equipped with a signal jammer, and the barjaggers were prepared. She couldn't have escaped. Signal jammer? This isn't the first time you've done this, huh? Of course not. The barriers in the area have been scavenging all sorts of machines and dolls. You know, it might be too late even if you rush off to their camp right now. What does that mean? Well, because the barriers always remodel the machines they stole. Those that they get their hands on are brainwashed and turned into one of their own. They have this sort of expertise. Take it as you will. Think of the snatching of machines. Maybe it's an order from the real master. The real master? Right. They must have someone else on top. I can sense their presence and resourcefulness despite them never showing their face. The boss I usually deal with is at most a subordinate dimwit who takes all their orders directly from them. The real master. If such a person exists inside the barriers, then he will explain all the abnormalities. But right now, I have no time to ponder such matters. The smile on Peri's face when she reunited with Elmo lingers in my mind. I have to save her. Give me the location of their camp, right now. After obtaining the coordinates and notifying Brave, I quickly set off with the dolls. Everyone survives certain cities in India. I wonder who they are. I wonder! I mean, I have no clue, but I wonder. I'm sure there must be someone we've seen, or like someone we should know. Yeah, I was gonna say something and I forgot, damn it. Oh yeah, I love how Jakub was so broken that he just really give out information. Like, I love how characters get so low that it's like, oh yeah, just ask whatever you wanna know, you know, I'll tell you. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. It's Gold Ship, she's actually the Barrier Mastermind. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. The ultimate collab. Escorting embers. Escortieren embers. The fire has not yet died, and its heat will ignite this darkness. Never change, Mika. The same endless darkness sears through the narrow cloud with unbearable agony. Oh no, not more Peri suffering, I've had enough. I can't recall. Those memories that were here, what were they supposed to be? I can't remember. The gaps are widening, the blanks are expanding. Once cherished neural records break and fade away. Even though she knows she can't possibly win, Peri refuses to give in. She walks through that door again and again, only to be struck down by a spray field once more. The override creeps forward with each fall, and it won't be long before everything that makes her Peri is gone. Kneeling in the darkness, the broken yet constantly melding neural records tangle around her like a nightmare, one that she can never get a firm grip on. Data 1. Data erased. How many overwrites has it been? Peri has been forcibly subjected to this neural override program ever since she was deceived by Jakub. Forging units repeatedly attacked her level 2. Forging units repeatedly attacked her level 2, overwhelming her. With every fall, Peri can distinctly feel the loss of a certain fragment of her memory. It started with the frustration of missing corner pieces, but now the entire puzzle is becoming unrecognizable. There is a brief pause as the program reloads, and porting units won't attack in this brief moment. It's a rare moment of respite, but Peri would rather not be in here in the first place. Surrounded by darkness and solitude enough to drive anyone mad, it's hard to imagine what kind of person can get used to this place.
Master is not here at all. I was too careless. I thought returning to the Elmo will mean everything will be smooth sailing from here on. I should have acted together with the commander.
You're right. Enduring the searing pain, Peri subconsciously assumes a defensive posture and looks around warily, but she does not spot the person who spoke to her.
Oops. Who are you?
That's unimportant.
If you let the override progress, you'll soon forget who I am and if you knew. To a doll, the end is not the loss of its frame, but the erasure of its neural cloud. What do you want? I've checked your neural records, and it seems you once worked at a trading company. Having said that, I have a deal for you. A deal? I found a vulnerability in this override program. Through this vulnerability, I can modify the override program to a certain extent. But to completely terminate it and escape level 2, you'll need to generate the program's termination code yourself. What I can do is create a safe operating environment for you, in which you proceed through elimination cycles to complete the simulation. Elimination cycles? Simulation? Based on the data stored in your records, I will construct simulations of things you're familiar with. Scenes, events, individuals, everything will be an extension of your own neural cloud. For example, I'll use data from your neural cloud. I'll use data from your neural cloud of the dolls you consider your companions, and have them represented by different character strings. All you need to do is arrange them in the right order through brute force, and generate the correct termination code. To approach this process of trial and error more systematically, I will designate each attempt tail node with an anchor field. Your job is to ensure the individual represented by the anchor field wins the round. Of course, the arrangement of the preceding sequences also has its own order requirements, and I will do my best to help you with that. This entire sorting process is the elimination cycle, and the ultimate result is the termination code. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. All you have to do is hold onto your weapon and reclaim your dignity as a Griffin tactical doll. I get it, but no deal is without compensation. What do you seek? I want you to get out of here safely. That's it? Impossible. You must have some ulterior motive. You are not in a position to question me. If you let the override progress, you will perish. This is my second time telling you that. I don't want to repeat myself a third time. I accept. The deal. It's settled then.
In the darkness, a door opens.
この中に入れば私のよく知る環境と
If I just walk across, I'll be in a safe and familiar computing environment, right? I might even see everyone.
ええあなたの期待通りというわけにはいかないけど
Yes, but it definitely won't be one that you expect. At this point, Peri can't possibly grasp the meaning behind the voice, and it's clear that they have no intention of explaining further. Peri holds onto her gun tightly and steps through the door. Data 2. Following the last gunshot, the hand that Peri uses to wield her weapon begins to tremble and tears well up in her eyes. Hi, son! Finally, she collapses, feebly kneeling on the ground. Her surroundings gradually shatter and fade, leaving her alone in the darkness.
本当にやらないといけないんです
Must I do this?
他の選択肢はないんですか
Tell me, is this really necessary?
上書きプログラムより先に演算結果を
Manually cleaning up the record before the override processes it is a must. It's the only way to prevent these memories from being completely erased. We already discussed this many times. You should be accustomed to it by now.
自分の手で大切な
How could I ever get used to it?
そんなこと
I have to end them with my own hands. My most cherished companions.
データの塊でしかない
All of this is just data.
何をそんなに
Why are you so upset? I don't understand.
それでもみんな優しかった
It's all too real. Even if it's a simulated environment, everyone still cared for me.
あなたのメンタルログをもとに再現した存在なんだから当たり前
As they are generated based on your neural records, of course they wouldn't act any differently than your memories of them.
あなたがそう思うのはそれがあなたにとって
It's
の
only natural that they feel real to you, because that's how you've come to understand them.
じゃあ本物の仲間たちじゃないですか
Then how are they any different than my real companions?
私は背が小さくて
I
弱い
was
のが
never
コン
part
プ
of
レ
the
ックスだったんです
strongest, nor the biggest dolls in Griffin,
だから師匠のようなかっこいい
which is why I look up to
内輪の
Master
人間になりたかったん
and
です
dream of becoming a competent doll with integrity just like her.
自分のために一方的にみんなを
And
殺
what
す
am I
なんて
doing now?
私にはできません
Taking advantage of everyone's trust to stab them in the back. All for the sake of survival. I can never forget the look in their eyes.
本物の記憶を守るためなのは理解していますそれでも
Even though I know this is all to protect the real memories I have of them. But still,
私の銃はこんなことをするためにあるんじゃ
my weapon was never meant for such things.
The sigh.
その愚直さが一回一回のループを困難にしていることがわからないの
Your pointless integrity and concern are exactly why completing each cycle takes so long. They only result in unexpected difficulties and opponents you have to deal with.
すみませんでも私にとっては
I'm sorry,
本物と変わらないんです
but they're as real as it gets. And that's not something I can change.
でもあなたの助けがあればいずれ停止
It's okay though. With your help, I'll be able to create the correct termination code.
もう暗闇も苦じゃありません現実と虚構の区別もち
Plus,
ゃんとつけます
I can bear with the pain brought on by the darkness now. The line between simulation and reality has become distinguishable.
私にできることは限られてるあまり頼らない方がいい
I cannot control the entirety of the override program,
私たちは
so I advise you not to rely on
友
me.
達
Besides, we are not friends.
次の演算が始まる
Hurry up. The next simulation is coming. Data 3.
どうしていきなり消えたんですか
Why did you quit so suddenly?
おかげでモッピーの挙動も試合もめちゃくちゃになって
All the mobbies got confused because you left. And then the match went to ruins.
サブリナが今回の演算師だった。彼女が脱落した時点で
Sabrina is the anchor field this time. As she has been eliminated prematurely, the desired outcome can no longer be achieved. Hence, the simulation should be terminated immediately.
私たちにはおままごとをしてる時間がないんだよ。
We're running out of time. It's no place to play pretend. These simulations exist only to generate the termination code, not to offer a blissful dream to indulge in. This is a fact that both know all too well.
はいちゃんと分かってます
I can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not.
でもそのおままごとが私を突き動かしてくれてるんです
But these play pretends are what's constantly reminding me of those cheerful memories and giving me the strength to carry on.
演算結果を抹消した時スプリングフィールドさんが消えましたが影響はあ
I
ります
think
か
Springfield disappeared during the final cleanup sequence. Will that affect the simulation?
わからない。
I'm not sure.
システムが異常データに早めに対処した
There's a possibility that the system prematurely recovered the
今
abnormal
のとこ
data.
ろ異常は認められない。
At present, the termination code generation sequence does not appear to be affected.
よかったですこれでゴールが近づいてきましたね
I'm glad to hear that. We're one step closer to completion then.
あなたのおかげですもしかしたら
Thanks to your help,
演算で停止
maybe we can successfully generate the right termination code within the next cycle and escape from the override program.
そう簡単にはいかない。
It's not that simple.
次がダメでもその次できっと
Maybe not the next time, but it'll work out eventually.
上書きプログラムには必ず防衛機能
The
が
override program must have some sort of
それ
protective
がいつ
measure.
呼び起こされるかわから
I'm
ない。
not sure when it will be triggered.
防衛機能が働いたら私はすぐに離脱する。
Once it is triggered,
急いで。
I will have to disconnect from the simulation. You'll need to hurry up. The pain and escorting sensation brought by the override continues to torment Peri. Not wanting to forget, Peri desperately recalls fragments of her neural records. At the very least, she mustn't forget where she is and what she's doing, so that she has a chance of making it out alive. As Peri encourages herself with these words, true and false memories slowly merge into an amalgamation as her neural cloud gradually collapses. Data 4. Peri leans against the car door. The compass on the screen inside flickers unusually.
絶対に見つけないと
I must find
停止コードを
I must find the termination code.
絶対に師匠を
もう一度聞きます。あの夜、誰と話していたんですか？
Let me ask again. Who were you talking to that night? Everything is starting to get messed up.
私は一体
Who
誰と話し
was I talking to?
私はどこに
Where
何が本当なの
what even is real? Like a jumbled mess, her mind has been shattered and stitched together again and again. Broken, redundant, disordered, chaotic, and viscid. Peri is in complete disarray.
隠れても無駄です。
Hiding is pointless.
諦めてください。
I suggest you give up. Color. Oh, Mika.
ここにいる限り、私には勝てません。
In this space, you can never defeat me.
あなたを助けていた不具合は、すでに修正済みです。
After all, I've already eliminated the vulnerability who's been helping you.
私だけじゃ何もできない
I can't win on my own. Not even once.
For a second, I thought that it was supposed to be like a fragment of her breaking down, but yeah, it's just Mika. Let's just pretend that it's supposed to be there since she's breaking down. Yeah. Sounds sounds canon enough.
I've always been too weak.
どう？新しい装備には慣れた？
How is it? Are you used to your new gear yet?
うん？似合ってる。
Yes, you look incredibly cool.
I promised I will become stronger. Become just like Master. But I...
改造した人形を高く見すぎてるのか、それともただ自分を卑下しすぎてるのか。
I don't recognize his voice. That's Risa Tanera. Who does Risa Tanera voice in Frontline 1? Time to look it up. Here's Frontline. Tanera Risa. Thompson? It's Thompson! Hey, yo! Who else would it be? I mean, at this point, I'm not sure, man. Could be anyone. Like, I also because it's like, it's such an out of context quote that I'm like, what is she talking about? Who is she? It's not a reuse line? Now I'm wondering if you're upset with the modified dolls or yourself. Your training scores are a little lackluster. You're probably the only one who thinks that way. But I couldn't stand on my own. This is Sabrina. You sure changed a lot, Peri. You're nothing like how you used to be. Now, how do I put it? You're still small, but I feel at ease around you. They really brought Thompson VA back to hurt us. Yeah, they really just gave her a call and they were like, yo, do you want to read like 3 lines in this so we can torture our old players? I am still so weak. I can't even protect my own memories. Don't think like that. We're all T-dolls. Nothing can be done all at once, Peri. Peri, you have to win. I'll be waiting for you at the end. But I... You're speaking as if you didn't win yesterday's race. I promise you, I'll be waiting for you, right here. At last, the short Peri raises her head. After all this time,
I'm still useless.
一人前になろうと思っても人に頼って
I wanted to become someone marvelous like Master or the Commander. But all I ended up doing was relying on others.
心のどこかでずっと助けてもらえると思ってた
I long for others to grant me salvation. For them to lend me their hand.
助けがなければ怯えて一歩も前に進めない
But when that didn't happen, I grew discouraged. I was fraught with fear and paralyzed by indecision.
自分の身は自分にしか守れないんだから
But this is the moment for me to stand on my own. This is the moment when only I can protect myself.
Peri wipes away her tears. You're speaking as if you didn't win.
スプリングフィールドさんには一度も勝てたことはありませんが
Yes, Commander. I've never won against Springfield.
もう大丈夫です指揮官様
But it doesn't matter anymore. Because I now know what to do.
メンタルに欠損があっても現実と虚構の違いが分からなくなって
This is just a mere neural malfunction. To be unable to tell between simulation and reality. So what of it?
停止コードも師匠も絶対に見つけるんだ
I will find the right termination code. And Master too.
それが強い人形になるということなんだから
The strongest Tidal will have everything she wants.
過去がどうであれこれからの現実はちゃんとつかむ
If my past has become a blur of truth and lies, then I shall make all the beautiful illusions a reality.
Yo, that line! Wait, give me a second. At last, Peri stands up, weapon firmly in hand.
今までの全てを私の
The music!
All the fragments will become my strength.
待っててください皆さん
Everyone, please wait for me.
As the new override process finishes loading, a glowing doorway appears in front of her. Just like she has done countless times before, Peri walks through it once more. However, she is certain that this time will be the last. Yo, they cooking! Victory banner. Only the one who stands up from defeat again and again can hope to win in the end. Oh, here we go again. Springfield is waiting for her. After the voice disappeared, no matter how many cycles she has gone through, Springfield is always waiting for her the very moment she initiates a new simulation. Like the countless times before, Springfield flashes a light yet cold smile at Peri before training her rifle on her. But unlike before, this time, Peri no longer runs away.
ようやく決心したようです
Wonderful. So you finally understand.
抵抗を続けても時間の無駄ですおとなしくしていればまたみんなと
Your
会えるかもしれない
continued resistance will only waste your time. The faster you give in, the sooner we'll become companions. The reunions you long for don't need to be a pipe dream after all.
Peri raises her weapon and points it right at Springfield.
まだ続けますかここにいる限り
Though you still wish to
私には
struggle,
勝てないというのに
you should know by now. In this space, you can never defeat me.
あなたのメンタルの中ではスプリングフィールドは強
In
大
your
な
mind, the strength of Springfield wills is unparalleled. Your fervent admiration of her becomes a fathomless fear of me. For every version of myself you conjure within your mind, I will only become more powerful, more invincible.
何度試しても同じです。
The outcome will be the same no matter how many cycles happen.
Rather than panicking or trembling, all Springfield sees is the muzzle of Peri's weapon.
そうですね。スプリングフィールドさんはすごい人です。
You're right. Springfield is indeed strong. There's a long road of hard work ahead before I can even catch up to her.
でも、あなたは違います。
However, you are not Springfield.
本物のスプリングフィールドさんは温かくて優しくて。
Springfield. She's always polite and gentle. You're nothing like her.
それに、怒ったスプリングフィールドさんの方が1万倍怖いです。
Besides, if the real Springfield ever got mad, the terror you pose will merely be a drop in the bucket in comparison. Damn!
計算していませんでしたか？私は計643回の演算を行いました。
You weren't taking notes, were
スプ
you?
リングフィールドさんに負けたのは100
Here, in this environment,
勝ったのは
I repeated 643 save simulations.
46回はあなたに破壊
In the
されました。
elimination cycles,
私の
I lost to Springfield 151 times while winning 412 times. Afterwards, you destroyed me 126 times. But I've hit you 237 times.
へえ、
わかりませんか？私には賞賛があるんです。
Can't you see? The cards are stacked in my favor.
なのに他人に頼りきりで思い込みで負けを認めてきた。
Despite holding the advantage all this
みんな
while,
に知られたら
I kept declaring defeat because I'd always relied on others and based my assumptions on preconceived notions. Once I get out of here, I need to make sure that no one else finds out about this. They surely make fun of me otherwise.
うるさい。
Shut up.
Springfield pulls the trigger before Peri can finish, but Peri manages to swiftly dodge the bullet.
メンタルログなんかじゃ温かい気持ちも励ましも楽しい時間も再現することは
How can I simulate the real Springfield? Or anyone for that matter?
みんなのところへ帰ります。
Their encouragement, their warmth, and their occasional teasing are far more than what I could even imagine. And that's why I must return to their side.
そんなデータで再現されたあなたなんかただの出来損
The only thing my neural record can generate is a feeble existence like you.
あなたのことは私が一番知っています。
Right now, nobody knows you better than me.
そして今の私はあなたより強い。
And nobody knows better than me that I am stronger than you.
No breath of hesitation, without worries, devoid of anxiety. Peri pulls the trigger with resolute determination.
私のメンタルを返してください。
Give my neural cloud back to me.
Yo, Peri badass! Hello there, Doc.
If you want your neural cloud back. Come and take it.
Damn, okay!
Just you wait, I won't lose.
Damn, Peri badass. Alright, Vector, let's get this over with. Who's there? Who's left? You. Easy. With a look of disbelief on her face, Springfield collapses as her core is pierced by the bullet.
I won.
Having exhausted her last ounce of strength, Peri collapses to the ground. Her scarred body finally gets a moment of rest, but instead of happiness, it's the feeling of exhaustion that overwhelms her. It is at this moment that Peri realizes that the simulated space is beginning to collapse. This is to be expected. Once the voice has disappeared and Peri's neural records become sparse, there are barely any fragments remaining to support a stable simulation. She has ignored all this up until now due to her pain.
So you've only just noticed.
Springfield sneers mockingly upon noticing Peri's expression.
The simulation has deteriorated to a point of no return. However, I, given enough time, will always be reborn. Even without memories, without this current form, my mission to ensure the success of the override program will never change. I will be back, time and time again. And one day, you will be overwritten.
As Springfield gradually dissipates, her body reverts into basic character strings.
Then I will defeat you again, and again, and again. This is the first time, but it will not be the last.
Before Springfield completely disappears, Peri once again picks up her weapon.
No matter how long it takes, even if it means staying here forever, I will safeguard my memories until the very end, and I will defeat you no matter how many times you come back to haunt me. Not to mention, I believe that the companions who bestow me with strength are not mere fantasy or illusion. They will find me. Oh, baby.
Look at the reward? Okay. The reward was just clubs pieces. Or you mean reward for something else?
Ooh, cute!
Hobart gaze. Even if I am imprisoned here forever, my narrow cloud remains unshakable. As long as the good in my life remains, I will not abandon hope. Peak. Peak! Maintaining vigilance. A great beast slumbers under a semblance of seeming sleepiness.
Commander, according to the map, the barrier camp is just ahead. Our reconnaissance run has reached the camp perimeter. It has yet to come under fire.
With the vehicle parked in a secluded spot, I leave the dolls and observe the camp from a long distance away.
How strange. It looks completely deserted from the outside. Not a single guard is around. Are the barriers even present? Even the vehicles and supplies are gone. It's as if they've already retreated. Don't tell me these guys turned tail and ran just because they've suffered a small setback in their plan. What a bunch of cowards.
No, this looks more like
they're prepared for us. My, it's so kind of them to lay out the desserts for us. What should we do, Commander?
we have no choice but to make an entry since Peri's location is still unknown. Mailing, you stay here with me, as well as Centauresi. Rosa, take the brief support units and establish a perimeter 500 meters out from the camp, and be ready to close the net.
了解。そっちも気をつけて。
Please take care, Commander.
大丈夫。
Don't worry.
他は私の合図まで突入
The rest of you, follow my commands and prepare yourselves for entry. A short while later, Springfield, who's in charge of the entry team, sends a message.
指揮官、キャンプ内には少数の機械があるだけで誰もいません。
Commander, there's indeed no one inside the camp. Only some autonomous machines remain.
建物をしらみつぶしに探して。
Sweep all the structures. Stay on high alert.
はい。東側の倉庫は機械が少し残って
The east side warehouse is clear. Negative on threats except for a few machines that got left behind.
西側も同様です。ペリーはいませんでした。
West side tents are clear. No sign of Peri.
北も同じ。狙撃の準備も済んだわ。
North side structure is clear.
本当に意味あるの？
A sniper overwatch in position. But is there a point in this? There's no one here anyway.
南側は
So the camp here, it's also... Following Sabrina's scream, a loud thud of something heavy collapsing comes through the comms.
どうしたの？
What happened? It's a big machine! It's putting up! Requesting backup! Commander, those frozen machines here are starting to move again too. Don't panic. All units, prioritize neutralizing all the autonomous machines around you. Sabrina, fall back and rally at the center of the camp.
グローザ、増援部隊を向かわせて。
Rosa, have the rapid reaction units move out and cover us ASAP.
了解。
Yippee! Ooh, big guy. His ears wiggle. He looks kind of cute. His ears wiggle. Adorable. Sadly for you, I got Vector. Oh man, I can't get that one on the corner. Satch. Bardigger derogatory. Get rid of that one.
どうってことないわ。引っ張らないでよ。
Now you do your thing, so I can do this. Don't just end this guy's career. Commander, all Bardigger's autonomous machines have been rendered combat ineffective.
So, Peri wa?
I see. Have we found Peri yet?
まだ捜索中です。
We're still looking for her.
先ほど大型機械を
Commander,
サブリナさんに確
Sabrina
認
just
してい
briefly
ただき
checked
ました
on
が
that hay machine.
おそらく
It seems to be the one the Bardiggers looted from the convoy,
略奪品です。
as Jakub mentioned.
大幅に改造されていて見た目はいい加減
Although
です
there are unmistakable signs of film modifications to make it look as crude as something locally
グ
made,
リーンエリアのもの
the
です。
internals are undoubtedly of safety zone origin.
偽装目的ということ。
What you're saying is the barriers are deliberately localizing it?
バリアーグのセンスという線もあ
I
りますが
can't rule out the possibility that it's the result of some bandit's personal preferences. But it is more likely that they were trying to conceal something.
ご存知の通り汚染エリアに司法の手は及び
As you are fully aware, laws don't really extend to the contamination zones.
わかった。
I found her! Peri's here! Commander, Mailing, come over here!
Yo, we found her!
404を敵に回したのが運の尽きよ。
We're almost done. Now, before finishing up though, I've been drinking a lot of water, which means bathroom calls. So give me like 5 minutes. Oh yeah, it's all a story now. Damn! So give me like 5 minutes or so, and I'll be back. No cat cam because I think they're sleeping on the bedroom, so I can't show you anything. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I'll BRB. Alright, I'm back. Just back around. Wow. Sorry for the slightly long delay. My sister and a friend were talking about Owa Musume, so I had to participate, of course. I had to give my opinion. But now we're back to Love and Hope. I also refilled my glass of water because I feel like it's gonna be a long one. We're confiscating the horse. My horses. All right. I'm interested because this one has a different icon than the other ones, which is interesting. Termination code computation. Discern the differences between reality and virtuality to calculate the true termination code. Yeah, it does look like a GPU or like a, you know, one of those USB thingies that you can kind of spin around. I have a USB key that looks like this, and you know, you spin it around and you get the USB port. Ready for it? I don't know. It says view. Is this like a cinematic? We're gonna get this ready just in case. Start a minigame? Ah, okay. So we're gonna remove this because it's easier to see. We'll see. Am I ready? I don't know. We'll see.
Right here where that big guy passed it out.
In a dark compartment on the side of the warehouse, Peri lies silently on the operating table with her eyes tightly shut.
Wake up, Peri. Can you hear me?
Sabrina attempts to wake her, but Peri remains unresponsive.
Commander, what should we do? Peri, she seems to have crashed. Let me have a look.
Quickly connecting Peri to her portable device, Mailing begins an emergency examination.
How could it be? Commander, something's up.
What's the matter?
I just checked and found that Peri didn't crash, but was instead injected with a program that hijacked all her neural network. And her neural cloud seems to be under attack.
An injected program? Could it be that brainwashing one Jakub mentioned?
You mean neural override? Yep, that's exactly what this program is doing.
Is there any way to stop it?
Need to give it a try first. However, this program is running quite slowly, so we still have a chance.
Yeah, make it quick. Mailing nods and quickly gets to work. Her fingers fly across the keyboard. Countless windows pop up and close. Beds of sweat slowly drip down her forehead.
Not like this. This also can't.
The dolls gather around while the brief support units search through camp, but Mailing is completely unbothered by all this.
These are...
She's hacker manning, yeah.
termination codes. I found it! Commander, I found it!
Mailing suddenly looks up, grabs onto my arm, and shakes it excitedly. Take your time.
Commander, everyone, listen to me. Peri can't respond to the outside world because the override program has taken over her network. However, the program encountered an error for unknown reasons, and Peri took advantage of this error to generate termination codes for the program. She did not give up. She went through countless simulations before we arrived. That's how she managed to slow down the normal progress of the program. While I can't crack the override program on my own, if we work together to help her create the termination code, we can safely get Peri out of this. So, what do you need us for? The override program may accelerate at any moment. Now, I need everyone to enter level 2 and help increase the hash rate. Time to work together and help Peri speed up the simulation process. Commander, I'll put the simulation result on display. You need to help us process it too.
Let's get started. What is this about? Now, I need to help Peri complete the termination code. Her neural code is a mess. The data generated by the simulation is completely jumbled up with the memory data from her real neural logs. Like Mailing said, the termination code is hidden amidst this jumbled data. Mailing and the adults will support the code simulation. As for me, I'll need to differentiate the truth from the simulated data. In the process, the real termination code will be revealed. Let's begin then. Time to get Peri out of the virtual maelstrom. The music is intense, yeah! What did Peri shoot at us? She was clearing progress ahead of time. That's it. Based on the results Mailing sent us about the loophole that Peri is using, if her current iteration of her code simulation fails, she needs to manually clear it away before the override program can get to it. That way, she could preserve her neural logs and begin the next simulation loop. Or use a spoof code generated by the sim. Just a loose end she needed to tie up. Given Peri's personality, it must have been really hard for her. We need to hurry up and help her get rid of the program. On which days did Peri participate in the rally? Oh man, I don't remember. She was on the first day, but I can't remember if she was on the second day. Or did she go missing right off the bat? I think she went missing. Before the second day. We couldn't find her on the second day. She got drunk and caused trouble. Otherwise things... Peri was the champion the first day under Jakub's attention. That night, Jakub used news about something to repair the Bardigan comment. Peri went missing after that, which was why she did not take part on the second day. What exactly is Peri looking for? The termination code at Thompson. Every exact event took place elsewhere. Peri's goal in reality include finding the termination code to the override program and her missing master Thompson. Just how many times has she gone to the hills for the termination code? Where does Peri feel about everyone? Affection. Affection was that... All right. All right, we're back. Okay, for a second I wasn't sure if it was gonna let me get back to the same stream because OBS was telling me that it was gonna create like a new YouTube stream, which apparently it did because I have another one on my creator studio, but it connected back to this one, so you know we're good, we're Gucci. Yippee! So yeah, let's go back to where we were. Oh, I mark it as clear. No, it's not clear. Okay, we're just gonna speed through this. And get back to the little simulation we were in. Okay, this you was very progressing of time. She only took part on the first day. Termination code at Thompson. Affection. This is where we were. Affection was what Peri truly felt about everyone. Even if she couldn't tell the simulation from reality, that love for us will never fade. If it wasn't for those feelings, then the simulation wouldn't have been as peaceful as it was, even without that Springfield showing up. And Peri was left to bear that pain by herself each time. What is Peri's wish? To become a doll who can stand on her own, to return to everyone's side. I feel like any of these could be... She can accept her failures, make up for them, and ask for help when things become too much to bear. If Thompson saw her like this, she'd surely smile.
Isn't the name of the override program? You don't have much time, Commander. Quickly, confirm the termination of the override program.
Wait, battle complete. Lustragio. L'amor ci muove il sol. I don't know Italian. Any Italians in chat? Wait, is it like a... Oh, it's from the Divine Comedy. L'amor ci muove il sole e le altre stelle. The last verse of the Divine Comedy poem. Okay, I found it. Love who moves sun and other stars. Peri, we're coming to get you. With the combined effort from all the dolls, the termination code is quickly generated. On the pitch black screen, the slowly progressing program flickers a few times before finally coming to a stop. Override aborted.
That's wonderful! The termination code worked! Commander, we can reboot Peri now.
I nod and hit the key to reactivate Peri. Seconds flow by.
反応がないじゃない。まさかこのまま。
Hey, why is she not responding? Is she not going to wake up?
ペリーちゃん。ペリー、起きて。ペリーさん。
Everyone's calling out to her. With all the voices calling out to her, Peri finally opens her eyes.
ペリー、
Springfield and I help Peri slowly sit up. Peri stares at me blankly, as if just woken up from a dream.
おはようペリー。みんな
You're
心配
finally
してた
awake.
のよ。
Everyone was worried about you.
みんな。私。
Everyone? Me? Awake?
全部終わった。
You've been out for a long time, but it's okay, you're safe now. Peri looks around in confusion. Maquero stands slightly further away with her arms crossed. Shark is bending down and smiling at her. Sabrina and Mailing stand on either side, both with tears in their eyes. Springfield sits beside her and gently places a comforting hand on her shoulder. Meanwhile, I reach out to her to softly pat the top of her head as I stand in front of her.
おかえり。
Peri's eyes gradually regain their luster. Then, large drops of tears begin to well up in her eyes. She takes my hand and gently squeezes my palm. It takes a while before she finally looks up at me. Tears have already moistened her cheeks, but she puts on a smile and throws herself into my arms.
Oh, baby.
Damn, okay. Give this child a hug, real! She deserves all the hugs after all she went through. Alright, voyage. With everyone assembled, the Elmo once again sets off toward a brand new future. It's already dark by the time we head back toward the settlement, but the streets and allies are still bustling with energy. After taking care of the aftermath, Mailing and I reach the entrance of the fair. A convoy of vehicles is slowly rolling out of the intersection. Poludnitsa is at the head, directing workers in the loading and unloading of cargo, and Springfield is at her side. Seeing us approach, Poludnitsa raises her head and greets us.
スプリングフィールドから聞いたよ。消えたお仲間が。
I've already heard it from Springfield. Congratulations on finding the little one.
みんなのおかげでなんとか。
Yeah,
そっちも
thanks to
うまくい
everyone's
ったよ
help,
ね。
everything managed to go smoothly. How about things on your end? Judging from all the commotion, it seems you got the deal.
スプリングフィールドが翼を授けてくれたおかげ。
Springfield provided me with the most magnificent Talaria, so naturally the deal went through effortlessly.
オルドニッタさんは何を言っているんですか？
I don't get it, Commander.
Mailing glances at me with a look of desperation.
それはスプリングフィールドに聞いてみないとね。
Then you better ask Elmo's best broker, Springfield. See if he has any spare time to teach you a business trick or two.
もったいぶった仕返しですか？
Are you still bitter that I deliberately kept you in the dark earlier, Commander?
まさか。あなたを怒らせ
I
たら
wouldn't dare.
エルモ号が
If I offend you, the Elmo might end up being auctioned off before I even realize it.
そんな印象を抱かれていたのですね。
Look like it's time for me to prove my loyalty, huh, Commander? She gazes at me with a playful expression. The dust out of the market casts a soft yet mysterious shadow on her face. You do not want to cross here.
ではご説明します。
Fine, enough dissing. Here's the truth.
ドラヘンさんは情報屋の仕事で知り合った仲介人です。
Miss Strahan is the intermediary I met while expanding my intel network in the Green Zone.
今回は
Facilitating contact between clients in safety zones and the contamination zones is one of her numerous services. This time, the White Zone trading company she's working for wanted to expand their business and operation into the contamination zones. So they commissioned her to contact some powerful underground brokers. As a prominent figure in the broker circles, Bolonitsa was originally their top choice for their partnership. However, Jakub somehow got wind of the deal and took the initiative to undercut her. A real piece of work that Jakub is, to be able to fish intel like that out of my team. With Jakub's sudden entry into the competition, the trading company asked Drahen to investigate these two competitors to determine a winner. I happened to uncover this connection while researching Jakub's background, so I contacted Drahen and offered to assist in the investigation in exchange for some favors. So that's how you got the location of Jakub's warehouse. Indeed. Also, I asked Miss Drahen to apply a little bit of pressure on him prior to your meeting. However, our plan was only successful with Miss Bolonitsa's assistance. It's nothing really. We both just got what we wanted in a fair trade. You helped me catch that mole in my team and provided me with an opportunity to make this deal happen. In return, you got that surveillance footage from me. A real bargain if you ask me. Hey, we offer you more than just that. Don't forget my excellent titles who helped you defeat the bardigers in the rally. You factored them as your uncommon strength with the client, didn't you? You're no longer the young lady who gets fooled so easily, huh? Fine, I'll give you a discount next time. Let's consider this a win-win. Miss Bolonitsa's convoy was the perfect bait to reel in the big fish. Web is terrifying, yeah. The best barista skills in the contamination zone, a broker and a fighter, a mother to all those. Sorry, Grossa, but you just have no chance. Yeah, like... What do you have against her, Grossa? A cool design. And that's it.
Everything sounds so complicated, but also very interesting.
I cannot wait for 45 AR squad and DeFi. Me too. I hope we get to see AR-15 soon. She was shown on the trailer forever ago, and I don't think she's made an appearance yet. It's not that complicated, really. It's all a matter of shifting interest between business people. Once you grow up, you'll... No, maybe it's best if you never figure it out.
Really?
Facing the smiling Springfield, Melling scratches her head in confusion. Suddenly, she remembers something.
Wait, Commander, are we really just going to let Jakub get away like this? He hurt Peri so badly and colluded with the partygoers to harm so many innocent people. Doesn't he need to pay the price for that?
That would be a question for me, Miss Melling. After all, I was the one who asked the commander to let him go. Instead of rushing to explain, Bolonitsa looks over at her team, who's working together to lift a large cargo box into the garage. While still wearing rough garments, I am certain they now walk a different path from those who only dwell in the underground slums. Despite their undoubtedly shared origin. As this perilous wasteland undergoes its own natural selection process, the government's relief effort is merely a drop in the bucket. If mankind doesn't pursue changes, they will eventually join the fine sand beneath their feet. Underground brokers are such agents of change. If humans are feeble ants in the face of collapse contamination, then settlements like these are the anthills. Brokers' convoys move like a marching ant trail, winding its way through this wasteland between one anthill and another. Some of them grow fangs and find treasures, even if those treasures might be nothing but scraps in the eyes of those living in the safety zones. Others are crushed and inevitably absorbed into the wasteland.
ヤクブはキャラバンを解散しようとしているようだった。
I think I saw him dismissing his men before we arrived.
やっと闇ブローカーとしてのあり方を理解した。
Did you finally remember the kind of people we underground brokers are?
私たちは無法者だが、一線を
We are a bunch outside the law. We are free, but we still have a bottom line.
賞金ハンターやバリアグと遜色ない武装
We carry weapons around, hire titles, and can be just as violent as bounty hunters or bardiggers. But in the end, we are still merchants. This choice is the fundamental difference.
一線を越えた奴をメルクリウスは守ったりし
As such, those who cross the line will no longer be regarded as Mercury's followers. Their peers have a duty to banish them completely.
たく人間ってのは厄介だね。
The place farthest from the human realm. Where do you think it may be? Lunita goes on while still looking at her crew.
闇ブローカー同士に秘密なんてないのに。
Jakub should know that there are no such things as secrets between brokers.
腐れ縁としての情けだ。今夜は
As someone once tied to him by fate,
切るのに必死だった人間の
I shall send him a dirge when the next storm comes, in the memory of those pure eyes that once sought nothing but survival. I stopped the still confused mailing from asking further, and lit her and Springfield away, leaving the call of the night all to Poludnitsa. Damn. One Arab is running too is that it so far hasn't had the bleakness and feeling of dread that the first game had. But I'm guessing that's coming. I mean, have you not been reading the latest events? Because those have had plenty of that. I mean, you can see it coming back. It's all love and hope, yeah. We start driving back to the Elmo after spending the night at the settlement. Oh yeah, if it's the geopolitics, we haven't really dwelled into that too much. I feel like that's coming because they're slowly starting to build up, you know, these groups and cults and things, you know, like the new Paradeus with the Girard group. So I feel like they're slowly starting to build up to the politics and stuff. But the bleakness is back. Aphelion with the whole Dimitri plot was great. That was something else. Dimitri. And also, yeah, the story can't just be depressing 100% of the time. I feel like this is a nice change. I mean, I still have to see how it ends. We're at the ending now, but at least so far, you know, I feel it was like a little break from Aphelion because I feel Aphelion had a lot of, you know, cool moments, but it was also very filled with love and hope. Yeah, it's had Dimitri, and you know, it had this whole thing with like. Which I love, the trope of like humanity, kind of like the indomitable will of the human spirit, you know, with Dimitri fucking fighting against Blue Sphere. And everything to get like the information out and whatnot, you know, and then like Kluke fucking having her arm tore off and then her leg tore off and like still fighting. And then like the Elmo arrives and you're like, yeah! And then it turns out that they threw an EMP and they just fucking wipe the information on the disk. So, you know, all that. And we walk away with nothing. And it's like, oh! Oh yeah, and the previous Sorby team combining themselves to become a monster. Mutating into a monster altogether. But And this one had a lot of, you know, the same stuff, but it's ended up on like a lighter note, I feel. I mean, so far at least. Made me feel so hopeless for humanity. I mean, I don't think there's Frontline 1. I don't think... So I don't pick... Yeah, no, but in my opinion, at least, I don't think Gears Frontline 1 ever wanted the reader to make hopeless for humanity. Because, I mean, it's all about the commander keeping up their hopes, you know, and pushing through. In the end. In the end, it really is a story about love and hope. Just in a very painful way. Anyway, we start driving back to the Elmo after spending the night at the settlement. Basking in the sunshine, Peri looks over with her sparkling eyes. Truly a shining beacon,
Commander, all of this still feels surreal to me. I'm terrified that everything might just disappear all of a sudden.
Don't worry, you're not alone anymore.
It's really fortunate. Without that voice's help, I might would have been completely overridden. The Berserkers led me there, likely believing that I would have been one of them once the override was complete. I think I almost got to the point of raising my gun against everyone. It still haunts me.
You didn't put that much suffering to his story, you sure? I can't believe he said that with a straight face. Gears Frontline world building is actually really scattered and hard to understand as you read a 200-page document. The story mostly the same with Gears Frontline 2 in terms of how it's executed. Yeah. As I said, you can really feel the team coming back to Gears Frontline 2, you know, and like picking up where the previous team left off. Because I'm really feeling like these events are feeling like, of course, not like the latest Gears Frontline 1 events, because those already have everything set up. So, you know, it's just everything is already happening. But this really feels like the early good events in Gears Frontline 1. You know? Like the early events when stuff is still kind of ended in a quote-unquote high note. Yeah, baby. You have to stop being so reckless then. If you want to be a successful broker, then you have to learn from Springfield and become more cautious.
Yeah, I will. Though I wonder what happened to that voice. What were her true intentions?
Kinda ended. Yeah. Yeah. There is a reason. You know, there's a reason the Gears Frontline 1 team came back for Gears Frontline 2. I wonder how they're doing now. I mean, I'm guessing they just kind of took some people from the first team and kind of put them in charge for Gears Frontline 2 team or something like that, because they can't have the same team writing both games at the same time. I mean, I guess they kind of can, but that's a lot of work. And I don't know how many they are. It's unclear to us as well. But as she said, you got out of the override program safely, which means her initial goal has also been achieved. There's no problem as long as she's still around.
Yeah, you're right. Although I don't know her very well, I can say that she's very strong. She's surely fine. Me, on the other hand, I need to work hard and grow. Learn how to make deals and trade while looking for master along with everyone else. But before all that...
Peri looks out the car window. The towering silhouette of the Elmo is clearly coming into view.
Time for me to board the Elmo officially and back up my neural data. I mustn't lose it again.
Oh yeah, she just came back, so she hasn't been back up yet. The car stops, and the dolls and I step out as we are greeted by those who stayed behind aboard the Elmo. Like a nimble rabbit, Peri swiftly hops forward. The others, somewhat moved by her, hasten their pace as well, leaving me behind. A party popper suddenly burst in the sunlight. Yo! It's Coffney! I know some streamers are going through this event when it's nearly ended. Yeah, I mean, I usually do a lot of streams, dude, since my Gears Frontline time is very limited. And I'm finishing it now because I didn't have as much time yesterday, which usually Saturdays are my longer streams. But yesterday I had something to do, so I only did like 3 notes, 3 or 4 notes. Colgate, coffee, cellophane, coriander. Not what I'm called.
Oh wow, you beat the gun, huh, Krolik? Didn't we agree on doing it together? We agreed to that. Besides, I'm not...
The roaring waves stare. Fish leaps out of the sea. Exactly, Nemesis. Nemesis also pops hers. For once, there are no arguments between the two. Almost simultaneously, the dolls pull on the strings of their hidden party poppers, and colorful confetti rains down from the sky. What's with this elaborate ceremony? They caught wind of what happened at the fair and were very concerned about us. Looks like they used the leftover materials from past welcome parties. We've had a lot of those on the Elmo this past year. Yeah, more and more of our companions are coming back. Following Peri's exclamation, all the dolls, no matter what they have been doing, turn around and look at me. Oi, Commander, quit messing around. Mark of Destiny. Revealed. Blinding radiance.
Don't be shy, Commander. Pepsi has prepared an amazing performance for tonight's celebration, Commander. Sharkry too. You have no choice but to feast your eyes on juice Sharkry, Commander.
Yes, Diane, what?
You're too quiet, Pixies. Nobody can hear you like that.
Thank you, Yang. You gotta go like me and say... you all heard her scream. I'll go prepare you some snacks right away, Master.
Why are you still standing there for, you dork of a commander?
空気にならないで。読むのがめんどくさいから。
Commander, become a tree is just a figure of speech to lighten the mood. Please don't actually turn into a tree and just stand there.
Thank you, Yahweh.
みんな待ってますよ、指揮官。
Hurry up. I'm waiting for you, Commander.
Yeah, no, the Elmo can handle a lot of people. Remember that Griffin had the Elmo first. To carry like a bunch of the dolls around.
Where am I? Oh, Commander. You're back from working with Team B? Congratulations. You survived another few days of hard work.
Thank you, Mercy.
What's that? Did you sleep so much your brain turned to mush? Team B is on another mission, and they're also on their way back now. Don't mind her, Commander. I know how you work better than anyone else. Commander, I'm actually the one who accidentally pulled the party popper first. I'm glad it didn't startle you.
Wait, so Coldplay was just picking on Chronic for no reason? It was actually on Doris? Never change Colgate.
Welcome back, Commander. Everything's going normal in the Elmo during this period.
Thank you, Faye.
Everyone looks delighted, but our past separations were bitter as a tear. They make our reunions all the sweeter. Don't you think so too, Commander? Let's hurry over, Commander, or everyone will begin to worry. Let's go, Commander. It's time to depart.
With Sextans, I should get a welcome back from her too. I was about to say! Bring her out! Gross is standing right next to me as she reaches out. Without hesitation, I firmly clasp her hand back. The very first hand I held onto when I sunk into a swamp. Together, we wandered in the darkness for a long time. Later on, we met more companions. There were reunions, new acquaintances, much laughter, and new misunderstandings. Don't remember when and why the agreement had its term loosened for the dolls to join back. By the end of Aphelion, I believe. But yeah, it was basically after everything that went down in Aphelion. Probably because, you know, Paradeus almost turned a yellow zone into a red zone. And then Kalina did mysterious things and was like, yeah, the agreement is loosened now. So you can get some dolls on board. Again, I have issues with the agreement, but I feel that's also a thing of, like, you know, the writing team differences that were going on, because it feels very flimsy, and you know, with how political and stuff Frontline can get, I feel weird that the agreement is so flimsy mentioned, you know. It's just like, oh yes, the agreement. It's like, oh yeah, there's this mysterious agreement that we're not gonna elaborate on. But now it is not a problem anymore. Yippee! The agreement! Best plot device. Yeah, it's just been used as a plot device without actually having been explained. The agreement! New misunderstandings. I will also be paralyzed and dumbstruck when faced with overwhelming odds, but I always knew that many were willing to stand by my side. Perhaps I have yet to find a correct and reasonable answer, but as long as hope remains, the Elmo will not stop. Let this stand as a remembrance of the time spent in exile and the journey that will follow. All hands aboard the Elmo. Prepare to depart. Okay, this really feels like an event that is setting up for shit's about to go down. Oh yeah, we do have Melanie on board. I have forgotten about her too. Yeah, I kind of feel like Elena and all that. You know, they've been working with that, but it's been kind of left aside for the moment. Brisson, a familiar voice fills the air once again. In the darkness, a conversation takes place. Oh no! I don't like this. I don't like this music! I don't like the vibes this is giving.
What a shame. Didn't manage to take out that bounty hunter this time. We could have known that those override wasn't complete. I would have had the men take care with them otherwise. Now it was a valuable asset for no reason. We did recover most of Jakub's assets though. Keeping him around was worth the hassle. Good thing we got tip off about brief in advance, otherwise our losses would have been even greater.
The voice really is familiar, yeah.
That's not the problem. Jakub is still alive, and so is that bounty hunter. Guess it'll be a while before we can resume double-crossing brokers like this. What's our next step, boss?
The haughty voice falls silent. A pale pair of hands remove themselves from their ears. Wait a second. What?
Suspend all operations. Maintain a low profile and await further instructions. As for you, Glacier, you have been recalled to the Sanctuary. In light of your recent increase in the frequency of crashes, the Sanctuary will arrange a thorough inspection.
Why are you so excited about it? You should not be excited about it. Didn't Jakub mention that was not Thompson's name? He didn't mention Thompson's new name. He just mentioned that she goes by a different name. On board the Elmo, Melin once again conducts a thorough neural examination of Peri. Could have sworn I read that in previous chapters. No, I don't think Glacier has been mentioned at all as a name.
Alright, neural backup complete. You can rest assured now, Peri. Thank you, Miss Mailing. Sorry for not backing up my dad on the Elmo earlier, because I was in a rush and ended up falling into that predicament with the Vertigers. I was almost scared to death. Thankfully, now that I'm back up, I can stop worrying about losing all my neural data.
Mailing, how's the result of Peri's scan? Peri. It's Peri the platypus.
Well, looking at the data, Peri's neurocloud did suffer some minor damage. Preliminary assessment indicates that they were caused by the override process, but the extent of data damage is tiny. Overall, there shouldn't be any significant issue. Which means you're all set, Peri. Since everything's fine on your end, we can start preparing for your welcome party. A welcome party? For me? Of course! Not only you, but every new member joining the Elmo gets their own welcome party. I remember when Suomi boarded. Sumi's back too? But I haven't seen her today. Yeah, Isami has some things to attend to, so she left for now.
Where is she? She's with the Cybertruck impounded in New York. Swami's in jail. She gotta get the Cybertruck back. With that problematic task calmly handed us on hand, everyone in the Elmo was tied up and unable to help Suomi out. Now that the agreement has been relaxed, we can go find Suomi and the others while we safely escort Elena to the destination. I'm also curious about what the doll community is like.
Yeah, really? That's wonderful! I miss Suomi too. And I'm also interested in the agricultural machines they have.
But I'm trying to timeline the events. Because, yeah, Sojourners was before we ever ran into Suomi for the first time, right? And then... Oh wait, like there was the first part that was before or something, and then the second part, which Suomi, when we found her, but then she went back. So you don't feel like a prequel? Yeah, that's the thing, because, you know, I remember everyone was treating Sojourners like pretty much like Chapter 0, but they added it to the campaign between Chapter 6 and 7. So, so it's like, huh? In the ops room, several adults are excitedly discussing the future. No one notices that the Elm's screen flickers unusually, followed by a few short lines of code flashing by on the console. Injection complete. Target subject safe extraction undetected. A certain voice that has waited patiently in the dark finally relaxes. It's finally done. Helping the little one was surely worth it. At least it gave me a rare chance to contact the outside while locked down by Paradeus. Contact the outside while locked down by Paradeus. There's still more waiting to come.
もう少しだ。
Time is running out.
星の風が知らせを運ぶ。
Nebula Wind will deliver the message. What? Who or what the fuck is Nebula Wind? Alright, I wanna hear the theories. Let me just grab my shit. My main theory is that Glacier is a mind-controlled Thompson, and this voice that was helping Peri was a fragment of something of herself injected in with the neural override program, and now with us. I'm convinced Glacier is Thompson because Peri versus Thompson in the future would be insane. Yeah, that would be crazy. It's midnight here, but I don't need sleep. I need answers. Yeah, who's that? I'm like, the thing is that Glacier sounded very... Maybe it was just me, but it sounded very bratty to me. You know, like a young brat voice. And the voice talking to Peri. Didn't really sound much like that. All right, let's go back to the chatting screen to theorize for a while. Just close the game. I have no distractions. Yeah, they put Sojourners Part 1 at 6.5 and Sojourners Part 2 at 6.7. So I'm like, what? What? Anyway, let's get out of here. I binge entire topic running 1 in 3 weeks, so this pacing feels glacial. Oh, you have not survived the Gears Running 1 pacing then. This pacing is fast for Gears Frontline. Let's go to Thompson's IOP wiki voice lines. When if Glacier is yet another so-called superior 3 doll. I mean, it did sound like that. Because, you know, the needle at the end was like, oh, you were called back to the sanctuary. It sounded very brat-like. You know, like young bratty boy voice. Do you need 5 days of not so full sleep? Also that, like, finishing the Sire story in 3 weeks feels insane. That is a lot of reading. RPK 16 after her brain got uploaded back to Paradise server. I mean, I guess. Will Paradise still have that backup though? Because, you know, they lost access to the lake and all that, where they have all this consciousness. If kids began ended up out there with neural cloud damage, there's odds Thompson may have gotten picked up by Paradise and wiped. Yeah, I guess any of our dolls could have got picked up by Paradise and wiped. And Yeah, they know Griffin Tiddles and got locked out by Paradeus. Who will be so notorious that Paradeus will like lock them out? Irma cuts off the connection by sacrificing herself, right? Yeah. No, it can be M4. Also, I will recognize M4's voice. I feel like all of us will recognize M4's voice, even though she has so little voice lines. Particularly Doug. Yeah, Doug would have lock in on that in like half a second. I will hear Doug all the way here in the Philippines for emerging girls Frontline 2. Yep, exactly. M16, maybe, but I mean, considering everything, she's still working for a static, quote unquote, a static. Beluga, the totally legit state tech worker. Good, but considering everything, I will find it hard for Paradeus to lock her down, since, you know, she kind of has like a special privileges now. But yeah, I miss that when sometimes when I read, I miss little details like did the voice use boss to refer to the commander? I saw Irma mention that. Also, now that I think about it, now that you mentioned the knitter. Now that you mentioned the knitter, I just realized something, you know, because the game made very clear the distinction between the knitter and the Nidos. And so far we've only been dealing with knitters, and they show up, they put the name, they put knitter. But this last one that showed up said Nido. That was an actual Nido. Do you know if there are any Dark Souls with story girls? Not so far, as I know. I really wish. I really want them to bring the some of the Sanguis girls back. I am curious to see how they will like adapt them for gameplay. The voice lines. Well, here I don't know if you'll hear it, but like. Oh yeah, I think I have it open. It does look kind of similar, yeah. Will they do something weird like making them twice as strong but take 2 deployment slots? That would be fun, actually, yeah. does sound similar. It does sound very similar. If they do Asperius or something, I'm gonna cry. That's gonna be awful. Bring back a Scar H and a Scar L. Yeah! Bring her back. Give me back. Give me back Aliana. It's gonna be Aliana, trust. Aliana's stuck in the leg of cognition. Shh. Yes, she is. Bring her back, Mika, please. It does sound similar. I want to talk Arbinger's Frontline too. Also that, yeah. DP12 is... Yeah, she's with Magni. Bring back that one little Nairo girl we saved. Anna? Wait, weren't all the little... Was it scrapped? Or does that show up later? About all the small Nairos being with Dante. I remember that was a thing that was like revealed early on. I guess they pushed it back for some reason. But yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see whenever we get there. Dante's a target now. No, she isn't. She's just she's like long distance connecting with us and using a diner case for it. That's so funny. We saved Sarah, right? Yeah, I mean, this is from very early on, and it hasn't been mentioned in EN yet, so I don't know if it will be changed. But I remember very early on, before EN release, it was said that all the little needles were with like Kalina and Dante. Where is Macklin? In our hearts. Along with Light. But yeah, the theory about Thompson is very interesting. It did sound very similar. Someone drew Car 98K cat. Oh my god. Good. Bring her back, Mika. We need more of the rifles back, you know, like Lee Enfield and Carr. Because that was like the trio. I know someone last time, I can't remember who was it, but someone mentioned that it's in Springfield Bond stories that she keeps in touch with both Enfield and Carr. So like, bring them back, you cowards. Let's see. Oh, and it's a mod 3 version. That's so cute. I seem to focus on the popular titles from Frontline 1. Yeah. But Carrie's a mascot. Come on. she's a face girl. Yes and no, true. I do wonder how they pick. Do we have a literal dartboard and they just like, which doll should we bring back now? And they just throw a dart. Should bring back IDW. Yeah, we need IDW back so we can have the, you know, so we can have her in all games, in all Mika games. The only constant in the Mikaverse is IDW. She shows up in Reverse Collapse. There's no way she doesn't show up in Frontline 2 at some point. Saying that someone picture makes me question what is she doing in New York jail of all places. She probably drank too much and was blasting death metal into the early hours of the night or late hours of the night while spitting. I'm probably throwing slurs to anyone who she thought was Russian. I'm really sure the story about the car must be very boring, but it's so funny that they just saw the car impounded. I wonder if anyone will check out the game because they'll see the car impounded there. Like, yo, what's with that car being kept at the police station? That would be so funny. Oh no, I'm sure New York has no issues with Itashas. There's probably some boring reason, like maybe park where it shouldn't be. And they just took it or something like that. But it's funny to think about what happened. But yeah, man, I'm so curious now. They're setting up all these things in your Frontline too. This is why I feel. I say it feels like the early good events in Frontline 1, because they're just. It's funny because they have like their own story, you know, like their own happenings. But at the same time, they kind of set up things that will come back to haunt us in the future. And I'm just like, I am so not ready. I can't wait. It's hard to park anywhere in New York. True. Don't mess with a finish. Real and true. I knew New York was under control of the URC. No evidence, but no doubts. It's Griffin. Griffin Lions. It's all his fault. Anyway, I'm gonna go now to have some lunch and then do my chores. So thank you guys so much for coming. A schedule probably coming tomorrow because I have to decide on what we'll do for the member stream the next week. But yeah. And also my cats are crying at me. He's been crying at me for like the last half hour. Are you hungry, baby? Yes, she's hungry. Okay, I'm ending. Get off the desk. You're covering the camera. What's the stream when? We shall see. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Remember to stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, keep yourself safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.